As the smoke of the Aetherfin hatchling rises into the mist, the four adventurers emerge cautiously from the tree line, weapons ready, until they see you, shirt off, muscles carved like statues from old myths, calmly working a blade across the Leviathan's flank with surgical precision. You lift your head, your eyes, calm as the ocean before a storm, meets theirs. You do not reach for a weapon. Instead, you speak, your voice like rolling thunder. You've traveled far. You look like you've eaten poorly. They stare, stunned. Sit. You motion towards the fire. They obey. The campfire isn't normal. It crackles with warmth that seeps into bone and spirit. Brenna gasps softly as the ache in her ribs vanish. Kalen's hand trembles as an old scar on his palm slowly seals. The flames itself is ringed in stones from a dozen planets, each radiating primal energy. This is no ordinary rest. You begin to cook. Your blade flicks and slices through the Aetherfin's tender muscle, separating skin and fat into careful layers. You season with black dust from a pouch, ground bark of the skyroot tree from a storm world long destroyed. You sear meat on volcanic iron slabs, their heat pulled from deep magma ruins. As you plate the meal, Orak, who has never tasted food in his steel life, feels something awaken. Brenna weeps at the smell. Kalen clasps his holy symbol, convinced this is communion. Velna simply stares at you with reverent hunger. You serve each of them. This, you say as you plate before Kalen, is the tender rib strip, cooked slow over black flame. Aetherfin muscle has to be heated gently, or the flavor escapes with the soul. Brenna, you nod, the heart seared in dream oil, sharp, rich, and rare. Auric, tongue meat, dense, complex. This is for scholars. Velna, you say last, kneeling slightly as you offer the plate. You get the eye, still warm, carries truth. You sit last, your own plate bare bones and raw. You begin to eat without flair, your massive frame calm and primal. Meat, you say between bites, is proof the universe wants us to survive. Every creature that lives, every planet I've stepped on, meat has always been there, rare, dangerous, necessary. I've eaten the flesh of shadows and stars, but this, you point your knife at the fish, this is as close to love as I've ever known. Silence, chewing, weeping, gratitude. The war outside fades. Tonight they dine not with a warrior, they dine with the barbarian, the one who dines with the stars. The final bones are picked clean, plates licked and laid aside. The fire crackles bright and warm against the endless night above Tuckshade Isle. You lean back against a slab of stone, belly full, your massive arms crossed behind your head. The stars blink softly above, a different sky than most, but familiar enough. The hunt had gone well. You feel sleep approaching like a slow bear, welcome and heavy. You close your eyes. We can't do this without you, Kalen says. You don't move. You don't understand what they've done, Brenna whispers. Villages, children, they feed their war engines with souls. Still, you rest. Oric's voice clicks and hums. Their rituals unravel time. We encountered a town caught in a loop. Every day the people wake, burn, and die again. It is inefficient suffering. Your breathing slows. Velna leans forward. They defiled my wings, burned my name into the sky so that angels would not hear me. I carry vengeance, but not the strength to deliver it. You sigh, deep, ancient. A wind moves through the trees. The crackling fire hisses like it, too, is annoyed. I told you, you say calmly, eyes still closed. I don't fight in wars unless I know what's righteous and what's evil. Kalen steps forward, kneels. We're telling you, he says with intensity. We are the righteous. Your eyes open slowly. You don't move, but the crackling of the fire gets louder, almost as if the flames themselves are listening. Every army that says that, you reply, voice low, just before they ask me to kill. Brenna speaks again, but this time not with desperation. We're not asking you to fight for us. We're asking you to see for yourself. We'll guide you. We'll say nothing. You'll know. You always do. The quiet's the fire. Even the wind seems hush. You sit up, rub your face, stretch your shoulders. You look at each of them, their pleading eyes, their pain, their hunger, not for meat, but for justice. You roll your neck, let out a yawn like thunder, and say, Tomorrow, if you're still here, I'll go with you. Not to fight, just to see. You lie back down and close your eyes again. This time, they don't interrupt. Sun spills across Tookshade Isle in streaks of molten gold. Mist rises from the void below, and somewhere in the far sky, a leviathan sings a low, distant cry. The fire from the night before is now a quiet pile of warm embers, but something smells divine. The party stirs, stretching and groaning until they notice the sizzling aroma of rendered fat and herbs crisping in a skillet of volcanic iron. You stand there, already clean and dressed, dawnlight catching on your multi-dimensional gear, subtle glints of alien craftsmanship and old-world bonework. A fresh carcass lies nearby, the shimmering body of a mirror deer, a rare sunrise predator that only appears for 7 minutes at dawn. Caught it while you slept, you say simply. Good meat. You plate each breakfast like a seasoned chef. Kalen receives liver cuts in bloodroot glaze, awakening strength and calm in his spirit. Brenna gets crispy flank strips with ghost pepper frost, sparkling her eyes to life. Oric is served brain cubes with honey vine ash, subtly humming with stored knowledge. Velna's dish is the sacred marrow broth, rich and warm, restoring a flicker of her former angelic glow. As they eat, they realize the camp is gone. Your gear has been packed into a perfectly balanced, deceptively small pack slung over your shoulder. You sling the pan into a holster loop on the side. Then you place the leftovers into sealed compartments beside dried jerky and ghost eel sashimi. You nod. Let's go. The journey begins across a shattered bridge, fragments of stone suspended in the air by ancient broken ley lines. Below, the void pulses with unformed magic. Floating beasts drift like whales in the ether. The party speaks sparingly, knowing your silence is observation. Along the path, they guide you past a village, fused into its own reflection, where people are half shadow, speaking backward tongues. A battlefield where bodies reassemble and re-die in endless loops, caught between necromantic and holy curses. A tree grown from slain God's heart, its roots wrapping around a sleeping, weeping child. A church of the radiant pact, burning prisoners, one of whom prays to the same gods Kalen serves. Each scene sears into your hunter's mind. You say little, but your grip tightens once on your axe when you see a mother executed for hiding enemy bread. Eventually they lead you to a high ridge overlooking a fortress, a spiked obsidian cathedral of the Veilborn host. A great gate opens. From within, a chained elemental is dragged out, half alive. It pleads in a dozen tongues for release as soldiers prepare to siphon it for war magic. Velna turns to you, voice raw. Now you've seen. Now you know. The morning light burns away the remnants of night as you step boldly from the high ridge, voice booming over the assembled warriors and shocked bystanders alike. Standing before the looming obsidian fortress of the Velborn host, you declare with unwavering conviction, I fight evil, and today evil shall know my name. Your words echo across the shattered lands, drawing the attention of not only your party, but also the fortress garrison milling below. With a measured stride, you march toward the bastion, and, in a surprising show of both might and magnanimity, you unfurl a vast weathered blanket in the courtyard. From a seemingly bottomless backpack, you produce an assortment of masterfully preserved and prepared meats, slices of mirror deer, delicately spiced aetherfin, and even rarer cuts acquired from distant worlds. Plates are arranged in intricate patterns that pay homage to both art and sustenance. With a booming laugh, you invite friend and foe alike to partake in this impromptu feast. Soldiers, hardened by endless war, set aside their weapons for a moment, their gaunt faces softening at the aroma and generous offering. Your party, Kalen, Brenna, Orak, and Velna, share in the banquet, their eyes widening at the sumptuous spread, each plate a testament to your passion for the perfect meal. The food nourishes not only the body but also the soul, as every bite carries the echoes of your countless hunts and your unyielding creed against evil. The plates are cleared, and the last morsel of the feast is savored. You calmly gather your gear. With the grace of a predator and the precision of a master tactician, you stride back to the fortress. In an almost surreal transformation, you become the embodiment of divine retribution. What follows is a display that would leave armies in awe. You cross the courtyard with fluid, unstoppable motion, each step measured and every instinct honed through decades of hunts and wars. With a well-timed roar, you engage the fortress garrison. The clash of metal and the cries of combat are a mere background to the overwhelming spectacle of your power. Every swing of your axe is a dance of both instinct and refined control, cutting through foes with such ease that the onlookers can barely keep up. In a matter of an afternoon, which should have taken an entire siege, you dismantle the fortress defenses and leave not a single enemy standing. The chaos is swift, decisive, and utterly transformative. The tide of battle turns at your feet, scattering the forces of darkness like leaves in a storm. As silence descends over the demolished stronghold, you take a moment to reclaim the calm that has always been your ally. With the same deliberate care as before, you set about transforming the spoils of battle into another breathtaking picnic. Drawing from the numerous field rations and meticulously preserved meats gathered over your travels, you mix and match an exquisite medley tailored for each member of your party. Kalen receives a robust blend of spiced venison jerky and nutrient-rich stews designed to fortify his spirit. Brenna is presented with a delicate yet fiery combination of smoked cuts and crisp, fresh-foraged herbs that ignite her senses. Oric's portion is a scholar's delight, a precise ration of lean meats and exotic dried fruits, each bite a lesson in the art of survival. Velna, whose eyes still gleam with the remnants of past sorrows, is offered a comforting dish of slow-cooked marrow of mystical broth, a culinary balm for her wounded soul. You sit with your party under the soft glow of the fading sun, the ruin of the fortress serving as a silent monument to your prowess. Between bites and quiet moments of reflection, the group's hearts are nourished not only by the food, but the reassurance that in you, the unyielding hunter and champion of good, there is a power that transcends war, a balance of ferocity and compassion that reminds all present what it means to truly fight for what is right. the second feast winds down and the golden hour paints the broken sky in amber and blood red, you rise to your feet, towering, calm, belly satisfied, spirit still. You sling your meat pack over your shoulder, now perfectly repacked with military precision. The scent of herbs, smoke, and world beast blood wafts off you like incense from a wandering god. You declare loud enough for the broken fortress walls to remember it forever. Evil has been slain. My work here is done. I move on to the next world. The party panics. Kalen leaps up. Wait, what? There's more. Brenna stumbles forward. That wasn't even their capital. There are dozens, no, hundreds of fortresses like this one. Oryx's eye lenses click and adjust rapidly. Statistical modeling suggests the largest of these lairs may require 7 of you. Velna steps in front of you, desperate. There is one. The Black Cleft, the seat of the Arch-Widow. It's a fortress city, miles deep, covered in bone spires, a temple to suffering. You nod slowly, then ask a single calm question that cuts through the rising chaos. Which one is the biggest trophy hunt? They all freeze, and then Velna answers. The Black Cleft, no doubt. The Arch-Widow hunts gods. She's eaten one already. You look out the shattered horizon, roll your neck, then say, Take me there, but first, rest. The following dawn is majestic. The light of a new sun breaks over the distant shards of sky-floating land masses. Somewhere, a beast cries its last breath. Your party wakes to the scent of yet another masterpiece. You've returned from a morning hunt, dragging the enormous carcass of a Riftclaw panther, a rare void-dwelling feline that shifts in and out of space. Its meat is stringy, but when properly aged and smoked with ember root, becomes tender and rich beyond belief. Breakfast includes Riftclaw bacon crisps glazed in starlight honey, eggs from the stormhawk nest atop Tuscady's cliffs, a grilled slab of Riftclaw loin, medium rare, peppered with char root and garnished with void blossoms. The fire crackles with your usual enchantment, healing, warming, energizing. The party eats in stunned, reverent silence. You refill your pack with preserved panther meat, layered between leaf wraps and sealed with obsidian salt. Once your gear is packed, you rise, clean, ready. Lead the way. The journey is long and dangerous. Those storm shards that rain stone and bone, through forests where the trees whisper confessions of the guilty, across the scarred crossing, a suspended bridge of stretched flesh and bone that moans beneath your steps. But your presence alone wards off ambushes. Flying wraiths circle once, then vanish. A stone giant takes one look at your eyes and lowers its club. A cursed knight removes her helm, kneels, and lets you pass. The world knows you. Your legend moves faster than you do. And then you see it, the Black Cleft. Miles wide, carved into a mountain of ancient skulls. Bone towers rise like broken teeth. The sky above churns in unnatural patterns. Rivers of molten sorrow flow through channels that glow faint red. Above it all, high atop the central tower, a throne sits. On that throne, the Arch-Widow. Her wings are skeletal. Her smile is full of fangs. She sees you. She grins. And the hunt begins. The party crests the final ridge behind you, hearts pounding. Before you lies the Black Cleft, a nightmare stitched into the bones of a mountain. Towers of marrow, banners made from skin, rivers of molten sorrow. This is not just a fortress, but a wound on the world itself. You pause, eyes narrowing. Your voice cuts the air like a war horn. Is this the one? Kalen nods gravely. Velna's hand tightens on her weapon. Oryx mutters, This is the source. Brenna, eyes wide. You sure? You nod once. It's evil. It dies. But then you smile. After lunch. The gate of the black cleft shudder as you stride forward and calmly, methodically unfurl your largest picnic yet. From your reserve pack, you lay out an obscene display of galactic cuisine. Riftclaw jerky with lava cheese crust, sky eel kebab skewered on godbone splinters, mirror deer haunches glazed in bloodfruit reduction, starlight dumplings soaked in aged void broth. You light a roaring fire of soul wood and obsidian, its warmth spreading across the land like peace before the storm. You serve your party like royalty, each plate designed for them, nourishing body and morale. And then you gesture towards the black cleft and raise your voice. You're all welcome. Come, eat, before you die. The defenses hesitate. Some corrupted foot soldiers stumble down, drawn by the smell. They are served. You do not judge. Only the wicked will fall, and you know the difference. A hush falls. Then from atop the highest spire, she appears. The arch-widow spreads her skeletal wings, cloaked in soul thread, armored in obsidian chitin, crowned in the spines of fallen angels. She glares down with a voice like poisoned silk. You mock me with meals and mercy. You stand alone while legends cower, while titans tremble at my breath. You think yourself a hunter. You are but flesh, deluded by hunger and pride. You respond by ripping a chunk of jerky and chewing loudly. She hisses. The mountain shudders. You rise. You're the trophy I came for. And then you charge. The gates explode inward. You tear through the first circle. Elite abysmal cavalry and warlocks bound in chain ruins. Their beasts fall to your axe before they finish a single spell. Second circle. Clockwork executioners. Teleporting wraith knights and the infamous bone twins. Champions of shadow. You sunder them. Third circle. Flesh titans. Lab-grown horrors, each with the strength of 10 giants. You drop them one by one, your instincts cold, your strikes divine. You reach the Spire of Echoes, where legendary enemy generals, each with lore, backstories, victories over nations, stand terrified. One, Lord Craven, mutters, "He wasn't supposed to be real." They fall. Every legendary villain overwhelmed. Their plans, their relics, their armies, nothing stops you. And then the Archwidow, who watches from her throne of skulls as her dominion burns, she takes flight, but you leap higher. The clash is titanic, sky darkening, mountain shattering, and when the dust settles, only you stand. You pillage every ration in the fortress, preserved meats from forgotten realms, soul-infused wine, the last seeds of the god-root tree, forbidden spices. You cook. The roaring fire rises against the backdrop of a broken fortress. You sit, scars fresh, hair wild, axe resting beside you. You serve your party once more, each of them in awe, not just of your strength, but your calm. They eat slowly, humbled. Kaelin speaks of faith in seeing a god walk. Brenna laughs through tears, saying she thought she'd never taste peace again. Auric records the taste of each bite as a sacred archive. Velna quietly removes the cursed brand from her skin. She's free now. And you? You chew. You nod. You savor the meat. You are the end of evil and the beginning of the feast. The fire burns low, casting flickering shadows across the shattered ruins of the black cleft. Bones crack under the heat. The sky above is quiet for the first time in centuries. The feast has ended. You sit back, sigh contentedly, and pat your belly, armor flexing slightly over the fullness of your satisfaction. The others are silent, watching you with a mixture of reverence and dread. Then you speak, casually and decisively. Well, time for the next world. Their reactions are immediate. Kalen stands, nearly knocking over his drink. But there are still nests of evil. Her lieutenants, her disciples, they've gone underground. Brenda nearly chokes. You can't leave now. We need you. We're not ready. Oryx's eyes whirs when red flashes. Statistical analysis of future threat levels implies over a 78%. Velna grabs your arm, desperate. You said you fight evil. There's still so much of it left. You tear off a piece of jerky, deep red crackling with faint shadow energy, the Archwidow's flesh, expertly cured and seasoned. Now just another delicacy in your endless supply. You chew slowly. Then, with calm clarity, you reply. There is always evil. Another bite. Chew. Swallow. There is always righteousness. They fall silent. You look each of them in the eye. I fed you, make you strong. You've eaten beside me, fought beside me. You've seen evil fall. You stand, brushing crumbs from your hands. Your silhouette towers over the smoldering bones of a god fortress. You don't need me to finish the hunt. The wind picks up. Ash drifts like snow. You just need to stay hungry. You sling your pack, now lighter, though still stocked with exotic cuts, and turn toward the edge of the world where a portal shimmers, calling to new stars, new beasts, new hunts. The party watches, speechless, as you walk off into the distance, chewing Archwidow jerky, one hand on your axe, the other calmly enjoying the spoils of justice. And somewhere out there, a new world quivers. Decades pass. The wind is different now. The scars of war have long since healed over with vines, laughter, and the songs of children. Cities have risen where ash once lay. Statues of strange gods have been toppled, replaced by altars to choice courage and feasts shared by firelight. And then, on a crisp morning, when the mist clings to the lake and the trout leap high enough to kiss the rising sun, you return. You fish quietly at the old waterfall, where your first kill in this world once sizzled over fire. You toss a line into the void lake and pull a gold-spined leviathan trout, a rare delicacy, rumored to swim only when a world is at peace. A shadow falls on the rock beside you. Kalen, now gray-haired but stronger than ever, a high priest in the Order of the Ember Flame, kneels beside you. You really came back, he whispers. You hand him a skewer of smoked void trout wrapped in basilisk leaf. Still good, you ask? He takes one bite and weeps. High above the clouds, in a floating network of thief temples and free cities, Brenna rules as the guild master of the Hidden Flame. She spots you from her balcony before the guards do. You're already in her courtyard, setting down plates of driftboar sausage and arrowroot pie. She hugs you mid-chew. I stole peace, she grins, and I never gave it back. You nod approvingly. Hand her a spiced blend. Try that with your next heist feast. Buried beneath a mountain, the archives now span miles of enchanted catacombs. You find Oryx still alive, rebuilt in a body made of celestial alloys, his core now powered by a fragment of the Godheart tree. You knock once on the ancient vault door. It opens. You step inside, lay down a meal of neural brine stew, ether ribs, and 3-second pudding, each recipe scribbled in your own brutal shorthand. Oryx studies it, scans it, then takes a slow bite. This completes my data. You sit quietly as he uploads the flavor into legend. You hike through a vast silent forest, trees grown from the Archwidow's fallen throne. At the center is Velna, wings now restored and radiant, tending a shrine of peace. She looks up and smiles. You offer her a roasted slice of ember bear flank, marinated in lunar honey. You were right, she says between bites. We didn't need you to finish it. We needed you to start it. You nod, pull a blanket from your pack, lay it out under the silver tree. You all sit, you listen. Each tells their stories of evil struck down, of hope reborn, of people protected, and of feast shared in your name. You don't say much. You chew, you nod, you smile. Your legacy isn't carved in stone. It's seasoned, served, savored. The end.